What is going on, everybody? DJ Vincent, Fight for Recovery, Arizona. So, I'm in a super good mood today. Why? Just because I want to be. Because I choose to be like this. I know a couple of you guys were worried. I got a couple messages because the last video I was not in this good of a mood. So, I'm definitely in a very good mood today. I'm okay, everybody. Thank you guys for the ones that showed concern and sent me messages and asked how I was doing and stuff. I did have something kind of rough happen beginning of the week, but I'm good. I'm super happy. Life's good right now. So I'm going to kind of talk about my steps to recovery. So you guys know I mentioned in like my intro video that I had gone to jail, went from jail to rehab. And at the rehab, that's where I learned a lot of things. And that's where I definitely did some soul searching and dug deep and definitely came out with some things that I never thought I'd ever talk about, and I'm really glad I did. That program taught me a lot. I'm definitely appreciative of those people. I love all of them to death. You guys are awesome. So if you guys are watching this, once again, thank you guys. Love y'all. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Best believe it. So went to the rehab, learned a lot of stuff, and I'm going to talk about some things that I feel everybody should do. One of the first things I'm going to talk about is forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that I never even really thought about before, because I never did until I went to that rehab. And one of the things in that rehab was to either write a forgiveness letter to someone else or write a forgiveness letter to yourself. When I first read that and that was something I was supposed to do, I was like, well, I'm going to write a forgiveness letter to someone else, because I can't forgive myself for the things I've done. That's craziness. Like, I've done a lot of terrible things in my life. Like, a lot. Being an addict for 10 years, you do a lot of dumb things, for sure. But I'm here to tell you guys, and I'll figure out a way to attach my forgiveness letter to this. I wrote a forgiveness letter to myself, and I'm sure glad I did. I chose to forgive myself. I chose, like I said, to really dig deep and pull stuff out and put it on paper that I've never really talked about before, and forgive myself for all those things. Just by doing that, I feel like it took a huge weight off my shoulders. I felt so much better once I did that. So I definitely encourage you guys, sit down, really think about it, spend time doing it, and write a forgiveness letter to yourself. Once you write a forgiveness letter to yourself, then write a forgiveness letter to whoever else you think. I know some people were in like abusive relationships or whatever, and they feel like is because their parents were addicts, so that's what made them addicts, and they still hold this like grudge towards them. So once you're able to forgive yourself, write a forgiveness letter to them. Forgive them, forgive everybody in your past. I understand that it can be super rough. I've heard some stories from people that give me goosebumps. But write a forgiveness letter, okay? That kind of brings me to my next topic. My next topic is honesty. You have to become honest. Become honest with yourself. Become honest with everybody else. It's mandatory. And trust me, like I said 12 times now in this video so far, I came out with some things that I've never talked about in my life, and I never thought I would talk about because of people judging me, or at least I thought they would judge me, or I'd run people off. I even have a really good friend, and I said something to her the other day that I don't really normally tell people, and she just kind of shrugged her shoulders. She's like, alright, whatever. And that's pretty much everybody's reaction when I tell them. They're like, well, that's not who you are now, or you don't do those things now, or whatever. So you guys have to become honest. Honest with yourself, honest with everybody else. You have to be accountable. You have to know that ultimately it was our decision to get high in the first place. It's not everybody else's fault. It's our fault. You may have had some influences in your life, I get that, but you have to own it, become honest, and come out with things that are deep down inside, and talk to people about it. Reach out to people. Tell people like, hey, I did this, this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. And that goes along the lines with the forgiveness. I did all this stuff, now I can forgive myself, and now I can really move forward. And trust me, You guys will feel better once you do that. You will be able to move forward. You will be much happier. Once that weight is lifted and that burden is gone, you'll be like, all right, cool. Like, I feel way better. And then you guys are able to move farther forward in your recovery. Okay? So, that's definitely a big, big one. And today I do have notes, so if you see me looking over here, that's what I'm doing. I have some notes. I'm cheating today. I'm not just winging it. Being present. So, forgiveness, honesty, super important. Forgive yourself. Trust me, you can do it. Honesty, become honest with everybody. I'm sometimes too honest. I go in the doctors and they're like, well, what could have caused this? I'm like, I was an addict for 10 years. They're like, okay, I didn't really need to know that. I'm like, well, I'm just telling you because that's me. So be honest. The reactions that you'll get are going to be a lot better than you think. Trust me. And if the reaction is bad, it's okay. Expect it. We do a lot of things as addicts, so expect some negative feedback on some of those things. It's okay. It'll get better. Be present. Be present. Be present. Be present and mindful. I cannot stress that enough to you guys. Being present is what saves me on a day-to-day basis. Paying attention to what's going on right this minute is a huge lifesaver. Excuse me. Being present, like I said, it's everything to me. That is how I get through my days. Like I said, I got bad news at the doctors. I had something happen earlier in the week that I was not very thrilled about. There was someone that I was very close to in my life that was removed from my life. That's what I was so upset about. For you guys that actually talk to me and know me and stuff, you know exactly what happened. But they were taken out of my life, and it crushed me. It really did. My good friend, she was here, she got to see it. It was not fun. She got to see him leaving. It was not cool at all. But right this moment, being present, I'm cool. I'm super cool. I'm very happy. The last few days have been absolutely amazing. Just been hanging out with kids, my friend. We're just jumping on the couch and acting like maniacs and just having a good day and eating ice cream with the kids and it's all sorts of stuff. It's been awesome. So, you guys have to be present. Live in the moment. Live in the now. I call it the what ifs. So, we can worry all day long about what if this happens, or what if this person thinks this, or what if this person thinks that, or what if I go to a job interview and I tell them I'm an addict and they turn me down. So what? If you can what if yourself to death, you can worry about everything that you did in the past and everything that's coming up in the future, but I feel like if you do it so much, one, you're gonna have a lot of stress, anxiety, depression, a lot of things, and you're not gonna be able to act like your normal self. So being the forgiveness and being honest and all that stuff's not gonna matter if you can't stay present. So being present, super huge deal to me. Okay, if you focus so much on your past that you can't do a damn thing about, it's just you're gonna be depressed. If I focused on my past, I would be depressed. I can worry about my future all day long, but then that would just give me anxiety. I'd be stressed out, super stressed out. So pay attention to now and stop worrying about the what ifs. Stop worrying about, well, what if this happens in the future and blah blah blah. Don't worry about it. Worry about what you are doing right now. DJ right now is sitting here talking to YouTube. I'm cool, comfortable, I'm good. I don't have anything to worry about right this moment. When tomorrow comes, if there's something I need to worry about at that moment, then I'll worry about it at that moment. Like I said earlier, I got bad news from the doctor. It was not good. I don't care. I'm being present. I'm being mindful. I'm worrying about what I'm doing right now. I can stress out about that until I'm blue in the face. But why? There's no point. It's okay. Recovery is not easy. I get that. Life is not easy. Things happen in people's lives that make it super difficult, but it's alright, I promise. Just be present. Worry about what you're doing right this moment. Like, literally, when your thoughts start wandering, reel them back in. I call it reeling it back in. Somebody taught me reel it back in. But reel those thoughts in. Take a second to be like, alright, I'm sitting wherever I'm sitting. I'm cool. whatever it may be. I showered today, I got clean clothes on, I'm comfortable, AC's running, I'm good. You know, I was hanging out with a good friend, whatever it may be. Reel those thoughts back in when you start thinking about the past or the future, and just think about right now. And like I said, the what ifs is huge. Well, what if me and this person got together and these other people thought this, or blah blah blah. Like, you got to stop worrying about the what ifs, period. Pay attention to right now, and trust me, you guys will be a lot happier. At least I am. Last big key I gotta say to you guys is reach out. Luckily, with me making these videos and me going to all the groups that I go to and stuff, I've had people reach out to me, and that's awesome. That makes me feel good. It makes them feel good that they have someone that they're able to call or able to text. You know, I am here for you guys. If anything is going on, if you're having a bad day or whatever, get a hold of me. I will do whatever I can to help you out at that moment, and people have been doing that, so thank you guys for hitting me up. Makes it definitely feel like it's all worth it, that I'm actually doing something to help you guys. But reach out, do it. If you're having a bad day, struggling, if you feel like you're gonna relapse, before it gets to that point, hit somebody up, call them, do something. Trust me, people are not gonna judge you for saying, hey, I'm struggling. And if they do, you probably don't need them in your life anyway. Just bye, Felicia. Reach out to somebody. Tell somebody, hey, I'm having a bad day, I'm struggling. Most of the time you're going to get a pretty good reaction out of it, and it's going to go a lot better than you think, and it's going to help you from not relapsing and not going back to where you were. So reach out to people. So my keys is forgiveness. You got to forgive yourself, forgive everybody around you. Honesty, you have to be honest, not only with everybody else, but yourself. Be super honest. Be present. Be in the now. Pay attention to what is right in front of you. Don't overlook it all and worry about everything else to where you miss the beautiful things that are happening right now. And reach out to somebody when you're struggling. It's okay to reach out to people. Reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. Alright? So, couple other things that are in my recovery. I talked about it in my last video, I believe. So I went to the rehab. Those are my keys right there. That's how I feel is a good foundation for your recovery. Do those steps and do those things. It'll help you move forward. I do take some medications too. I do. This was something I was super against. I do not believe in taking medications, or did not believe. But when I got up to the rehab and I was having such bad anxiety in the group that I couldn't focus on anything. My mind was all over the place. My mind was racing, it was wandering. I had to go to court. They severed my rights to my kids while I was in there. My mind was all over the place. A couple of the people up at the rehab were like, you know, why don't you go talk to one of our providers? I was like, yeah, no, not happening, homie. Like, I'm not doing it. I finally was just like, alright, this is becoming an issue. The anxiety is really bad. Depression is getting kind of bad. Like, I need to address this. So I finally did. Went and seen a provider. I was diagnosed with anxiety and bipolar 2. Things that, I mean, I knew I had really bad anxiety, but I didn't think I was actually, would be diagnosed with anxiety. But I was. And I was diagnosed bipolar 2, which makes sense to me once I looked into it and stuff, but I never really thought about it before. So there could definitely be underlying issues of why you're an addict, or what kind of drives your addiction, or just these feelings that you have that you don't understand them and they just drive you nuts, and you can address those things. I encourage you guys to go talk to a provider and just be honest. Tell them everything that you're feeling, that you're doing, what goes on through the day, and if they say, hey, I want you to take this medication, then take it. Like I said in my last video, methadone, Suboxone, that type of stuff, I don't agree with it at all. I never will. But me personally, I take lithium and naltrexone and Seroquel. Lithium is for my bipolar. Naltrexone is my opiate and alcohol blocker. And the Seroquel is because I don't sleep at night I scream in my sleep and I flail around and I wake up crying. I do all sorts of crazy stuff, so I take something to help me sleep. I encourage you guys to go talk to a provider. They may put you on some medications, they may not. It's okay to take them. It helps. It helps me through my day. It'll help you guys through your day. So look into it, check it out. It's okay. I promise that it is alright. I think that might be all I got to rant about today. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Please send me some feedback, leave some comments, hit that like, subscribe, please share. I'm trying to get this message across. I'm going to say it one more time. Being present, forgiveness, honesty, and reaching out. Those are super, super helpful. So I definitely encourage all you guys to do it. And I think that is definitely all I have for today. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about, hit me up, alright? I'm here for you guys, so let me know if there's anything I can do. I wanted to post something, so this is what I'm posting. That is all. Laters, yo.